Alright, welcome back to Hearts Fire and 4 Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of Greece. We are kind of growing, kind of not, kind of are. It's debatable. We're in this weird point where we're going to get into an air war with a country that shouldn't be as strong in the air as they are, but they are that strong. So, definitely going to be fielding a lot of light fighters and such. But these are not replaceable things for us right now, is we do not have the manpower. Yeah, I think I'm going to save up for more foreign investment. At this exact moment, I think that is the more efficient growth method. We're so close to booming. With that solid 1.7 GDP growth rate. 1.7% GDP growth rate, sorry. Need to be more descriptive. And I'm going to bump the speed up. We are about to get our nose guns, early aircraft weapons done. Should be making factory movements. So Thessaly will get a civilian factory for industry. It looks like Tunisia is getting their road networks, their infrastructure built. In 2005, we get the most advanced nose guns. Let's do it. Let's do it with the nose guns. I don't think we have any. Yeah, 2015 are the most advanced ones we have for satellites. I do think it's kind of ironic that the North Koreans had satellites first. At least from a playthrough standpoint. I don't count the one satellite they had, like, on their own. Though, but just starting with space program is crazy work. Poland's withdrawing from the Eurozone. I don't want to make the EU without Poland. Is that just because they don't exist anymore? That's a whole different reason. If they go for Serbia, I will have a nightmare to the north. They're in NATO still. But Austria, Italy, Ukraine, Ireland, Iceland are not in NATO. Bulgaria either. But Bulgaria has quite a few units. Let's go ahead and plan our air like assault. We're gonna go ahead and not. Never mind. 1 second. Yeah, let's get all our stuff in the right spot. Zero. Okay. Air to air. Perfect. Light fighters. Multi-role fighters. I have nothing I need. Literally the worst. Okay. So I need another military level, which is 4 billion. So that's 300 million, basically. I really can't afford that right now. Like I could, but I'd rather have the money investing. Bola's family? Who is that? Where is that? That's random. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and do whatever we can to cut people off in kind of the no man's land. So we're gonna go straight for the jugular here. This would be the only way to reinforce. Would be through the desert. We want to go for this airfield in the far back of the nation. Alright, that should be perfect. And we'll go for the ports up here. And more airfields. Go for this port. Not our business, my guys. Not our business. And then back here in the desert, just do a back, like an encirclement from the backside. Something like that. Then we got the night vision, so let's go for health is probably pretty nice to get, so let's do that. I'd say we do have low manpower. We have no manpower. About as low as you could possibly go. Alright, yep. Getting rail lines built. We'll get these supply hubs built up too. Honestly, what is this port? It's only a 1 in Sirte. Yeah, we need to bump that too. Okay. Yeah, having to get the naval yard up probably should have done that first. Can I even see under all the... Yeah, I guess that just stays there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say justification is fine. We're gonna get that justification started. I just don't see them being able to beat us. Which is left 250. Yeah, because I'm not gonna try and annex Tunisia right away because I'm gonna build all that infrastructure up. Uh, drought protections. Let's go ahead and provide the aid then, I guess. We increase our debt. I'm just gonna take out 100 billion and invest it. They don't need a road. Wild. All right. Most of these units are trained. The only ones that aren't are the ones that have extreme supply issues. All right, so we got a bigger port. That should help a little with it. But we got to get these roads and railroads. Sorry, not roads, but these railroads and these supply depots built. Yep. And then I'm just going to keep stacking foreign investment while we're doing this. This how many days? It was like 290 days or something. It was pretty quick. Yeah, let's take out another 100 billion. Yemen literally doesn't have any infrastructure in some spots. That's crazy. All right. That's enough that I'm definitely going to have to pay down debt because we're getting 500 billion or 500 million in expenses. But rather than do that first, let's go ahead and increase military spending. Wanted to see where we were at. Not in a great spot. That's what I'm seeing. It's still not enough to give us any kind of manpower whatsoever. That is a wild situation. Alright, well, that being the case, we're going to go ahead and stop. We're going to let them entrench. So a couple of these guys, we just need rail lines. I think it builds, hopefully it builds all of them by August 2018. Let's see what the supply map shows. Yeah, that's this line. We definitely need that built before we declare war. Which is the 7th of November of this year. That's really tight on the schedule. Yeah, I think we actually have a rail line now here, which is insanity. Building up in the middle of the desert infrastructure for people? Like you're trying to fight back the sand? Unheard of. What are we doing? Well, we're building infrastructure for our people. That's what we're doing. Oh, wow. It's so close. Unfortunately, I need all the production dedicated to building these military supply routes. But after that, it's game on. So I need to build this one and this one first. I don't know where this one is. Oh, it's far west. That one's okay for now. I'm not concerned. So that can be the third. Yeah, and then we're almost done. Get these odd suites. Ooh, aircraft experimentation's almost wrapped up. And we are not too far back. We've gone up, what, like 40% internal influence? That's pretty good for us. Yeah, we're double being a minor power, so we got a little bit of room. If only the pheasant weren't hindering our growth. We did finish one rail line somewhere. I don't know where that was, but one of them finished up. When's this one done? July, so 1 month. Or both. All right. I'm going to drop both of those. We're going to let our fuel supply go down as we try and maximize our productivity here. Yeah, so this makes us get finished in a week. We really need to get these emergency supply hubs built out. It's not even a want, like it's a flat out need. And Certe to Certes. Or Cert to Certe? I think it's Certe to Certe though. Yeah, how long is this? April of the next year, no shot. November, so right at the start of the war. Yeah, and that's about to finish in 10 days. Yeah, I bumped up our manpower even. Still not doing great. I guess I did reduce it, right? Because I was up. Hold up, let's check this out. I think I was at very large military spending, then I dropped it by 2, which would mean that I was at a deficit of labor or manpower. And I probably just made that worse doing that. Ooh, perfect. All right, here we go. October, late November. Let's switch them. Perfect. We'll get both of those in time. Yep. And that's going to be, should be this hub and this hub. And that should provide us access to supplies for these forward deployed units. Which, if we do start a war, they're just going to get browbeat by this tank. Straight up. Like, that's what's going to happen. Yeah, see, our plan's not even advantageous. It's just considered risky. Yeah, they put all these mechanized forces. And if I don't get air superiority, actually, it'd be really bad too. Yeah, so trying to think how I want to do this. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I need to increase our military spending till we get manpower. And I don't know when that's gonna happen. There we go. Oh my god, so many notices. Trying to crash my game. Trying to trying to deal with that infantry is gonna be a pain. Or those like motorized infantry. And then the tank division there. The armored cavalry. 30 days, and then I have to reduce production. We should be okay. It's just going to be a very, very fine balancing act. Like, this will be very tight. And I'm going to have to get a lot of planes over here to make this work, too. But it definitely isn't going to work without the supply hub. So we did fill out most of the manpower did get filled out. That's good. That's a good sign. I mean, this is not rebelling right now. Stop. Just stop. That's good. No rebellion there is always nice. Still short. Alright, they're gonna stop. About to be D-Day. Designated day for attack. Yeah, we're not gonna make it to the October date. Trade for oil. Let's get this going. Oh, we're at time too. Kuwait attacked? Wild. What is Kuwait doing? That's a ballsy move by the Kuwaitis. Alright. We're getting manpower now. Let's check who's all out. Like, who did we produce? 2 Greek foot soldiers. Fill out those units. Let's see, we got supply. Alright, so let's get our air wings situated. F5s, F4s, F16s, whatever these are. All air superiority. Same with these. Why is this only 10? Oh, it's carrier. What? They can only go into a wing size of 10? Madness is this. We'll just have that do that. Fuel-wise, I guess we're out of fuel. If you just look at our fuel reserves, sure. I do want to build up manpower before I reduce our military spending, though. And I'm going to bump up singular radar stations. Alright, so we got, if you can see, we do have supply hubs now. It's just hard to see. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this here right before this war. We'll start that on the next episode. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch everyone on the next one. And we'll just check our GDP real quick as we're right here, almost at 2 trillion. Nice. Nearly the front page. Anyway, y'all have a good one.